All right, so welcome back to another one of JN's math tutorials. In this math tutorial, we're going to be looking at matrix, or in its pluralized form, matrices. Now, matrix sometimes gives students problems, but it's not that hard. Probably you're just overthinking it. It's very simple, but you just have to get these concepts of matrix correct. So the first thing we'll be looking at is what is a matrix. Now, a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers or symbols. So we could have an example. So I'm going to repeat. A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers or symbols. So this is a matrix A, B, C, D, or we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are two examples of matrix. So that's a matrix. Those are matrix examples of matrix. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just read through the CXC math syllabus and go through the pointers one by one. So this basically explains what a matrix is. The next, we're going to talk about a row matrix. So a row matrix. So a row matrix, as it suggests, is a row. So this is an example of a row matrix. 1, 2, 3. So this is a row matrix. The next thing is a column matrix. So just as they suggest, it looks like a column. So with a row matrix, it looks like a row. With a column matrix, it looks like a column. So we have, let's say we have 1, 2, 3. The next one in the syllabus is a square matrix. I'm just add matrix to this. So we have a row matrix, we have a column matrix. Next thing is a square matrix. And the square matrix is, let's say this is an example, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a square matrix. What else they have in the syllabus? They have the identity matrix. So the identity matrix is for CXC, which is a 2 by 2 matrix. So explain what that means. 2 by 2. So 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is the identity matrix that they use in CXC. Usually in CAPE for a 3 by 3, it's 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So these are identity matrix. So this one you use in CAPE. This one you use in CXC or CSEC. So I give examples of row matrix, column matrix, square matrix, the identity matrix, rectangular matrix. So this is an example of a rectangular matrix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is an example of a rectangular matrix. It looks like a rectangle. What else they have here? They want us to talk about the order. So the order of a matrix, or we could say the size of a matrix, or we could also say the dimension of a matrix. Can I spell it in the Japan? SION, dimension, or dimension of a matrix. So how we basically define the order, which is the same thing as the size, or the dimension, is the number of rows by the number of columns. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back up here with the examples that I've given before, and I'm going to write the order under each. So for this one, this is considered to be a square matrix, and a square matrix, so what you could do, as I'm talking, you could probably pause the video or take notes while I'm talking. So a square matrix is when the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So with this one, we have 1, 2 rows, 1, 2 columns. So that's the order or the size of the dimension of the matrix. So remember, the dimension or order size is referring to the number of rows by the number of columns. So this one, which is a square matrix, the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Now this one, the order for this, so we're going to count the rows, 1, 2, 3 rows, by the number of columns. We have 1, 2 columns. So it's a 2. So it's a 3 by 2 matrix. Get another color here. This one is basically finished. So the row matrix, the example for the row matrix that we have, remember, the order is the row by its number of columns. How many rows do we have? We have 1 row. Sorry about that. So we have 1 row by how many columns? 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 columns. So this is a 1 by 3 matrix. Now this one, the order for this matrix, the column matrix, how many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3 rows by how many columns? Just 1 column. Remember, this is a square matrix. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. This one is also a square matrix. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. This one is so both of these are identity matrix. So this one using CXC, this one using pure maths. How many rows? 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 columns. So what you could do, you could also write that therefore this is a square matrix. Remember, a square matrix is when the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. Alright, this one, we're going to write the order beneath it, which is the same thing as size or dimension. So the number of rows, we have 1. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows by the number of columns, 1, 2 columns. So this is a 3 by 2 matrix.